Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, February 15th, and we are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and SPY. So it took a while, and I had to leave for about close to 2 hours today for a doctor's appointment. But they finally, I came back around 2:30, so I saw this action. Actually cost me. I'll go over that in a minute. They finally break above this level that we talked about and ran some stops. Look at that. As we price probe, we're trying to push higher in end period. Now, we do go out in ES and SPY with an inside day. We have an inside week from last week. We're inside again so far this week. And now we have an inside day. That's really interesting. NQ does not have an inside day. They go out with a price probe also. Righty was the big winner after the retail sales. Not only did they price probe, they go out with a triple distribution day. They have singles in B and they have singles in I and J. So the lower distribution, the upper distribution is K's low to the day's high. The middle distribution is H's high to C's low. And the lower distribution is A. So they were the big winner. As far as us, very light volume, decent. The range was quiet until we popped another 50 cents or whatever in end period. So the range isn't bad. But the volume was horrible, only 55 million so far. We do have PPI tomorrow. And then you also have options expiration on Friday. We are up on the week right now, about $5-6. Look, the market has been trying to go up. Now, today, look what happened today. We opened, got above the opening, but then we came down and got the overnight low. So again, I told the room, I said, if we get the overnight low, these two lows should be easy targets. Now, I made money on a short. I'll go over my trades in a minute. But boy, did they it just got absolutely rejected and right back up. And then we spent 8 time frames, 8 for 8 in ES. SPY was only 7 for 7 at that point because of they had just missed a tick. But ES, I see, was 8 for 8 before they finally tried to have change take place above E's high. We had 2 sets of single prints in I and J. In fact, we tried to go trend 3 times today. We tried in D, it failed. We tried briefly in E, it failed. And then we had them in I and J, and they failed. So they did try to go trend, but we did not hold it. And then finally, just like yesterday with the grind, this time we got it up here and got a little bit into our sell tail. So buyers are doing okay. I broke even on the day because of a long in that I lost in K. I was doing okay in B period. I shorted. It looked like it was going to get the momentum to take out A's low and the overnight low. I took a short at 16 and got paid a quick 3 points. Thank God got out of it because I took 2 off for profit. The other one I scratched as it came back up. I was holding on to one thinking we could get more traction. And then in D period, I didn't think we were going to go trend. There was no tempo, so I shorted that, and that worked out. Did that 3 times actually in D period, 1 lots each. So I was up on a day, nothing big. And then in K, I had gotten back from my appointment. It looked like we had 2 sets of singles. I'm like, you know what? I can't imagine they're not going to get J's high and test what's above here. So I got long a 3 lot at 53. Well, lo and behold, I used 46 as my out, or not 46, whatever E's high was when the single prints filled. Got out, took the loss, basically gave away what I was up on the day. K came in, but that was it. Look, L was inside, and then M decided to do what I thought K was going to do. Not a big deal, right? Scratch on the day. Tomorrow's another day. So it's not the end of the world. As far as destinations go, in SPY, on the upside, we have today's high of 414.06, and then 415.05 daily high, 416.49 weekly high. For the downside, I am going to use J's high as a price probe. 413.53, the market probed late in the day. Afternoon pullback low, G's low of 410.81, and today's low of 409.47. ES, on the downside, price probe is J's high of 54. Afternoon pullback, G low of 26.50, and today's low of 13. And then the upside is today's high 59.25, and then they have 70, which is a weekly high, and then 88.25, which is another weekly high, and our balance high. Trying to push high also, as you can see here, later in the day. Now, I mean, after hours. Now, let's go to the charts just quickly. This market is getting tighter and tighter here on our time frames, especially on, not on the monthly, but on the weekly and daily. The monthly is up. The monthly is an inside month up right now. We're $6 above last month's high, so the monthly is acting very well. What it hasn't done, if you notice, is this trend line I've had in since COVID lows. It bumped its head against it earlier this month, but it hasn't been able to get above it. We're going to need to get above that, and more importantly, eventually, August high of 432 if this market plans on testing any real highs from last year. So, but right now the monthly is up. The weekly, believe it or not, is still technically one time framing up. Okay, we have not taken out a previous week's low. So I'm calling it up to balance because last week was an inside week, and so far this week's an inside week. Hopefully we're going to come out of this with some energy, whether it's to the upside or the downside. So keep an eye on that one. And we're above that. Remember that lower high trend line all last year on the weekly? Well, guess what? 2 weeks above it, 3 weeks. Well, 4 weeks ago, we got through it and closed above it. Now the last 2 weeks above it. We haven't even gotten below it. And now so far this week. But I'm going to keep that in there still. And then on the daily, again, we are one time framing up, technically 3 days, because inside day doesn't stop that. But again, this is one big balance to me. Now, if we come out of an inside day tomorrow to the upside, yes, that's very important. But it's still not, for me, coming out of balance. We still need to take out February 2nd's high. However, from 414 to 418 is a nice $4 run that we could possibly test if we come out of the inside day to the upside. If we come out of the inside day to the downside, quite the opposite. Then I'd be looking for these two lows, which I thought they had a chance to get today. And if we get any acceptance below that, go test the weekly low. The 20-day moving average has creeped up to 406.67. It continues to go higher. So that's going to come into play if we do come out of an inside day all week to the downside. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to this YouTube channel. I hope you had a good day. Enjoy your evening. And we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.